And this is what I was born to do. You know, I was born for porn.
Hey all you Veronica viewers, it's me, Cindy Cox, and I'm sure you guys know me from, the 300 movies or so that I've done for your viewing pleasure.
Hi Veronica viewers, I'm Jasmine St. Clair, coming to you live from North Hollywood, California. If you don't know who I am, I'm a XXX film star, and I am the one who did the 300 guys.
Should want changes.
Hey viewers of Veronica, I'm Nikki Tyler, and I'm a 24-year-old girl from California.
Primarily, it started off in New York, and it was just like a bunch of swingers. It was a bunch of people who just wanted to fuck each other and get filmed doing it and sell the movies. They could make money. And over the years, of course, a lot of people have seen it as a good business. They could come into the business and make good money and do this for a career.
I'm in the business because I love the business. It's a lot of fun. I get to meet a lot of new people. I've always been I always thought I was kind of nutty. You know, I get bored very fast, so I need change. I need to meet different people. I need excitement in my life.
It gives me a sense to show my creative side. I like to think that it helps, you know, people feel better about their sexuality, to feel freer to experiment at home, because I'm just a regular girl. So I like when I get letters from people saying, you know, me and my girlfriend watch your movies and we do this and we do that and we get off to watching you. You know, I like that because that's real, you know, because that's the way I am. I'm just a real fucking person. I don't just go on there and lay there like, okay, I'm making my paycheck. You know, I don't do that. Some people do, but I don't.
It doesn't help when there's girls in the business who are just doing it for the money. It doesn't help the movies look better. They're not really helping themselves. I mean, they don't look like they're enjoying it unless they're really good actresses. But you can tell somebody who really loves to do what they do. You can just tell it.
I'm in this business for money because I had a goal to make a lot of money in 5 years, and this is the way I've chose to do it, through this and through the feature dancing, my appearances, my fan club.
I could tell that someone that I'm going to enjoy because they're really into it for the sex, then I'll go ahead, I want to be with that person. I don't want to just do it just because it's work and just because it's a paycheck. I want them to have fun too. And fortunately, most of the people in business are like that. Yeah. There are a few that do it just for the work, but then they don't stay in the business very long.
$1 million. I mean, I'm there. I'm not almost there, but I have a little bit ways to go, but it could be done in 2 years without a problem.
I don't think any job will really replace the money and the freedom that I have and the traveling that I've gotten to do.
The best part is just being able to walk on a set and you see a girl that's being totally made up professionally. You know, she's getting her hair done, everything. She looks the best she's probably ever going to look. You say, hey, how you doing? And 30 minutes later, you're having sex with her. I mean, what is better than that? It's the ultimate male fantasy. you know. I mean, and then you're done, you get your paycheck, and you go home.
And I like wearing all the makeup and, you know, getting to go to little glitzy things once in a while. That's fun. And, you know, just meeting cute people and having sex with pretty girls and cute guys.
This is what I was born to do. I've known, you know, since, you know, I was a kid, this is what I wanted to do. So would there be anything else I would want to do? Not really, you know.
Hi, I'm Chasey Lain, and I'm an adult actress, and I work for Vivid Video, and I'm here to say hi to Veronica TV. For everyone out there who's watching, and I've been in the adult business for 5 years, so there's plenty of stuff out there. There's no reason why anyone should not be having a good time watching my movies.
And I often have fans come to me and say, gosh, you must make so much. You must be a millionaire by now. You must have so much. And yes, you know, I do have a lot of nice things, and I do have money saved, but I'm nowhere near a millionaire.
In the 80s, we'd have a day rate, and you would just get paid for the day, no matter what you did. And when I came back in the business a couple years ago, I found out that everyone was charging by the sex scene. Like you get paid for each sex scene, and depending on what you do in the sex scene, because it didn't matter, I guess, because there wasn't so much dialogue involved. We used to have, like, you know, we'd work 5 days in a movie in the old days, and maybe you'd work 2 sex scenes and the rest would be dialogue, but you'd get paid by the day, and the same thing every day. And now it does depend. Am I doing something with a girl or with a guy or 2 guys, or what am I doing?
It's well, not completely up to the star, but it is up to the star to make her way the way she's going to make it.
Depending on their popularity, depending on, I don't really want to say their looks because that would be horrible, but it's true, you know. If somebody's less attractive, then they get less money. Or so a lot of different things plays into it, you know.
Every person has a different rate, so I can't speculate on. I would imagine, I mean, some girls do scenes, would probably do them for free, and then other just to get on boxes and stuff like that. And other people have normal established rates, like maybe $800 a scene.
I would say that a very, very cheap rate for any girl to work would be around $300. No, there's girls that I know, well, not that I know, but I've heard of working for $200 or $300 or $400. And that is not enough.
I know a lot of girls, between dancing and doing movies and doing their signings, and they really, really have very active fan clubs. They make 20 grand a month. And if they're smart, they use it wisely. You know, they buy a house, they put it away for when they do want to buy a house, you know. And hey, that's great for them. I'm not making $20,000. If you want to give me $20,000 a month to support me, I'll take it from you. You know, that's the kind of girl I am. But, you know, I'm doing fine. You know, I have a good house and 2 new cars. I drive a Corvette and I have a new boat, and so, hey, I'm okay.
I would like to keep my rate up around in the thousands area because you work for the 1 day or for 2 days or for 5 days, and you do your things, and then you have more left over, and you're not working from paycheck to paycheck.
I can't even really give you my price on that because, you know, if I go in somewhere and I do 1 scene, I just go in, there's no dialogue, I show up, boom, I do somebody, I go. That's cheaper than if I have to be there all day and I have dialogue.
Mine's definitely gone up. But that's partly because I have an established name, and they can do projects that I can carry the project, and I'm also, because I'm selective, I raised it to a point where only the bigger companies can hire me anyway, because it's the only ones that can afford it.
The movies, I get paid in the 4 digits for a scene, usually, and then the box cover, of course, is like $500 or $600. That's not a big deal. And then the dancing, I'm up to 5 digits for the whole week.
I'm Poe, I live in the ghetto.
I'm not going to tell anybody how much money I make. No, that's too personal. You can see my vagina spread open, but don't ask me about my finances.
Mostly the tax man takes my money. There's not much left after they're done with me.
Yeah, because tax people watch these interviews and then they go, oh, well, you said you made $20 million that year, you know?
The thing I get scared about is if a guy goes out with me, he knows that I'm doing very well. I put a lot of my money into investments, and I buy a lot of vintage Barbies. I collect vintage Barbies, and I collect Kiss memorabilia. I'm a big Kiss fan. So any guy that goes out with me, I never take him to my house, rule number 1. Rule number 2, I never ever let him know what type of money I'm making. I always hide my contracts, and that's about it. I mean, if I were to get married, I would definitely have to sign a prenuptial agreement.
I don't trust anybody, including you. Yeah, I know you're watching. Come.
My name is Ron Sullivan, and I'm also known as Henri Pichard. I'm a professional pornographer in America. I've been producing and directing dirty movies, X-rated, adult shows, for 30 years.
Hi, Veronica viewers. I'm Brad Armstrong, and I'm the contract director for Wicked Pictures. I've been in the business probably 5-6 years, and I both direct, produce, and am talent here and there.
Because there are fewer men in this industry that are able to do this consistently and be in demand. We have fewer male porno performers than we have astronauts on the planet. There's probably about 20 good performing men. There's about 100 and some odd astronauts.
I don't think male actors are perhaps paid what they're really worth. There again, I don't know if it's that all the talent isn't paid what they're worth.
They make not even a quarter, I would say. I mean, on a regular scene basis, they can make about the same, but the girl can eventually go up and the guy will never go past a certain level.
I mean, there's some contract girls that are making, you know, X number of thousands per movie, and the guy who's working with them is making $400 or $500. So I mean, it's one of those things, and there's no way around it. The males will always be paid less than the females.
Because it's just like that. Because the girls are the ones that sell the movies, basically. So they want to pay the girls, the good girls, they'll pay them, you know, as much as they want in order to get them in the movie. And it's not like the guys that the people are watching.
Perhaps now, as there's more females watching the movies, maybe that'll change a little bit. But for the most part, the industry's set in its ways, and it's set in its, you know.
What's happening in the past 2 years is that the men are making more money than before. They used to get paid $200, $250 a scene. The better male actors today are getting $500 and up a scene.
Sometimes I'm like, you should be making more than the women. I mean, when I think about it, they really have a much more difficult.
The sun. It's the hardest thing to do. Anybody can sit in a rocket and be thrown around, right? But to get your dick up in front of a handful of people and go through an outrageous sex act and keep it exposed in front of the lights and let everybody see it and come away feeling, yeah. Not everybody can do that. I can't.
Yeah, we want more guys. We always want more guys. Because after you've done them all, it's like, okay, which one do I pick now? Isn't there any new ones? But then you're afraid to use the new ones because you don't know how the new ones are going to do. So it's kind of a catch-22, and the companies don't know if they want to hire the new guys because is he going to be able to keep it up? You know, and, you know, is it going to make, you know, if you're at a location where you have a time limit and you know you got to get out of there by 7, you don't really want to risk it and having to pay overtime. With this new guy, it's much easier just to hire somebody you know can get the job done that the girl likes.
It's weird for me because I know as talent, I used to want to make as much as I could, but now as a producer, I'm trying to talk them into deals and things like that, so it's kind of a double-edged sword where I know exactly how the talent feels, but I mean, due to budget constraints and stuff like that, you have to make a certain amount of things happen within a certain amount of dollars, and so it's kind of that wheeling and dealing situation.
However, in the gay industry, the gay guys, they make a ton of money. Way more than even the straight girls do. Because gay sales are huge too, you know, so in that case, all the guys are what's selling the movie. So all the guys are, actually, sad to say, much better looking than the ones in the straight business because they're all real buffed and they take care of themselves. And at the shows in January, when we go to these conventions and we have the big awards show, you see the gay guys and you're like, wow, where have they been? And then you realize that they're the gay ones. You're like, damn it. Can't you just come over here for one scene? So yeah, we do have a shortage of guys. So all you guys come out and audition.
In short, the struggle for my family.
I made a lot of money in the 80s. Boy, I used to be very rich. It was, I made a lot of money because it had a mystique. The industry was very strange. It was sold for more money because there was not a lot of it. People were wanting to see people fucking, right? And they put them in theaters. And this is before the video cassette days. It was in a strange element. Imagine going to a theater, paying an admission to sit down with a bunch of other people you've never seen before and watching something terribly intimate. That in itself was a conflict and a contradiction. It didn't belong there, but we made a lot of money there. Today, the video pornography is where it's supposed to be. Right in your homes, right on your VCR, alone. You watch this stuff alone. You know, get some real gripping material, if you know what I mean. Let these people masturbate to it. Why else watch it?
The budgets I use are about, some are really low. The budget I work on is about average. And then, you know, there's some movies that spend $100,000. But they do a lot of special effects, a lot of stuff in computer and stuff to spend that kind of money. But not very many people do $100,000 movies. One, two a year.
More and more movies being made at smaller budgets every day. The reason is because they're finding out it's not that big of a deal to make a movie. All you need is a camera and an idea. We had an illusion back in the 70s when I was starting into it with film. We would have an entourage of 25 people, you know, just on the crew and the staff and the team and the caterers and the lawyers and everybody, and then the cast of maybe 8 to 10 people. And we were like any other movie company. We were thinking, this is show business.
15,000, yeah. Which doesn't seem like much money to people. Like, if you say that to somebody in the public, like, how can you shoot a porno movie for 15,000? Don't you have to pay, like, one person 15,000 to fuck on film? I'm like, yeah, I wish. You'd already be rich if they paid you 15,000 every time you had sex.
My budgets are good enough so I can pretty much pay a girl whatever she wants, within reason. And that's pretty much what I use most of my budget on, is to pay the talent whatever they need. Because I don't, you know, I don't have to, you know, like I said, pay money for, you know, grip trucks and lighting guys and all this stuff. I don't have a big crew.
A lot of the stuff I can do myself. Photography and star in the movie. Jack of all trades, I fuck and then I run over, take a picture of myself. No, I'm kidding.
Well, let's suppose this movie maker is going to be his own producer and his director. He has a camera. He's got himself a digital camera, which probably cost him $4,000. Now he makes that investment, and then he'll spend another $4,000 to make a movie. If he hires 5 or 6 people, 7 people, and he gives them each $500, that's $3,500. Now he needs some videotape in himself, and he goes shoots his movie. He takes the stills by himself. He might take along one person to help him carry some equipment. He takes the movie, and he takes it to an editor. His editor, or he edits it himself. It's cost him $200 or $300 to edit his own movie. It's finished.
We do a wide range of movies too. We do, you know, the middle of the road movies for 25 or 30,000, and then we do, like the last one we just did, Flashpoint, which was a big fireman epic, is like $150,000. So I mean, it ranges a lot movie to movie. You know, the big ones are definitely hard because I mean it's almost a mainstream movie. It just happens to have sex in it.
There's so many companies selling product that now one company can't make that much money. Once upon a time, if there was only VCA and 4 other companies, sure, they could be able to spend $500,000 if they wanted to, because there wasn't that many people doing it. But now there must be maybe 30 or 40 companies. There's a lot of companies, a lot of people, thousands. You go into a video store and there's just literally so many tapes, you don't even know how a guy can pick a tape. There's just so many.
You know, outside of society and that.
Which is one reason why when you're doing SM, you